Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash. Yahweh be the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah be the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now I want to get into this hip, this grain of rice, this charagma, this incision that these people want to link to their master computer and connect everybody in the world to it through giving them this hip. And so you got Elon Musk, the FDA approving his operation where they could put it in your brain and connect you to the computer through your brain. See, and so the stuff that these people is coming up with is manifesting itself, and the Lord gave Apostle John the vision, and in that vision that he was given the same situation in multiple places. Revelation 6, he gives a outline of almost everything. He talks about the nuclear weapons. He talks about the Edomites being the rulership, the ruling kingdom in the last days. And he talks about how at some point, before these missiles drop and before they start building bunkers, it's gonna be a a pair of balances or a yoke that the nation of Edom is gonna try to put on the whole world. See, they was given power to take peace from the earth. They're gonna be killing each other, killing Edomites, killing Edomites. See, and when the grand finale is all said and done, they gonna have power to kill with hunger. And how do you kill with hunger? The verse 5 talks about how this penny you're gonna have a penny for some food, for barley and for wheat. Is money and food is connected. So this yoke is gonna be put on the people where they got to make themselves slaves to the Edomites, and they trying to enslave the whole world. But at the same time, John also had the vision in chapter 13, where you had the beast. It was the government of the Edomites who led people into captivity. They're going to have to go into captivity, you see. And this same one dropped the bomb before, made fire come out the sky before. This wasn't the only time that they're going to have fire coming out the sky. They did it before. And then it gets into the end of chapter 13 and say, well, it's going to be a yoke put on the people, a charagma. It's going to be put on their hand or in their head, and they going to not be able to buy or sell anything. See, because America is all about traffic, buying and selling merchandise. That's why it's called Babylon the Great in Revelation 18. So then you get into Revelation 14, he tell you the punishment if you take this thing and you comply with these Edomites. Then in chapter 16, he say, when you take this thing, it's gonna cause some kind of sore to come on your behind. You're gonna get some kind of sore, you're gonna get cancer. Now they already showing how when you put that grain of rice in your behind anywhere to connect with some computer, these people are catching it's causing cancerous cells to develop in the body. And all it is the radiation cause cancer. People go to a chemotherapy, and when you go to chemotherapy, they hit you with the radiation, but the radiation causes cancer. So they try to get rid of the cancer with the radiation, but at the same time, the radiation causes cancer. So that's how the Edomites operate. But that shows you how radiation is a major situation to you. And this is what we dealing with these Edomites. Now I want to get into the structure, the infrastructure, because these people talking about the chip stations. Now let me get into my scriptures. The chipping stations is gonna let you know when they trying to implement this thing. Now the thumbnail show how these people have the infrastructure already there. See, for buying and selling, but the situation is, what's the infrastructure for connecting it to the people? Okay, Revelation 13:16. It says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell. You can't buy or sell unless what? Save they had the mark. Say, unless you got this thing, see, you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell. Now, the story that happened down there in either Trinidad or one of those islands down there, it had a syringe in the freaking bank. So they might not have to have no chipping station. See, people can go to the bank because that's where the money is. See, they got banks all over the place. You see, and when this dollar collapse, let's go ahead and get that. Zephaniah 1:10. It said, and it shall come to pass in that day, says the Lord, there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. The fish gate is where everybody was doing buying and selling. And a howling from the second. It had two sections. It says a great crashing from the hill. There's going to be a great crashing. But what is the great crashing going to be about? Verse 11. How ye inhabitants of Maktash, or however they say it, that was another merchandise place where you do buying and selling. It say, for all the merchant people are cut down. So when you're a merchant, you buy and you sell. All they that bear silver are cut off. So now the crashing gonna be whatever money, whatever you using for your currency, silver, gold, you getting cut off. See, and it's gonna be a crashing, a sudden crashing or a great crashing, meaning it's gonna crash across the board because you got the American dollar, that's the global currency, and it's gonna crash globally. Nobody's gonna be dealing with it. And then you still got the banks. The banks could be those chipping stations. That's gonna be where they put the syringe up in you, and you go there to get your money or get connected to the money, because this is where the banks is already set up. And they got, for them to have a syringe in the bank, it tells a lot, man. So they really don't have to, set up other stuff, even though they can, but they already got the infrastructure with the bank. They can use something already. Banks, Walmart, just like they're doing with the little poison that they're trying to put in you. See, they didn't have to set up poison stations. See, all they got to do is use the CVS, the Walgreens, the Walmart, the Wendy's. They can use the hospital, the nurse, anything they want to use to put that poison in your behind. They gonna just use it in those convenient places. Same thing with the corruption. They gonna put this probably in places that they already got established. You see, and when that crash happened, then you gonna you wants to deal with us with our money system. You got to go to these banks. Okay, but see, it's gonna all of this is gonna cause chaos in the situation, which they hoping on and hoping they get some order. They get to establish a new order out of this chaos that's gonna consume the globe. Now let me get that real quick. Now I'm gonna get that Ezekiel. What is it? 2:10 or 3:10? Yeah, 3:10. It said, because you have kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. You see, the hour of temptation is coming upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Because the Israelites were scattered in all the world. They were scattered in all the nations. And so this temptation, with this yoke that the Edomites is going to try to put on the world, is the charagma, and they're gonna be requiring everybody to connect to it. And see, the Edomites is running the whole scene. If you're talking about the BRICS and the money that Russia is dealing with, and China and Brazil and all these countries on that side, they got the charagma, and they issuing digital currency or computerized currency. Then you got the Americas. They already establishing uh, digital currency, where you got the system and the infrastructure for that already. So now all we got to do is connect you to this digital money and put it in your behind. Okay? So this is going worldwide when it comes to the currency. See? Because soon as John say something about buying and selling, you got to go into the buying and selling. And then when you see the prophecies about that it's gonna be a crashing, and the money situation is gonna be important. Now let me see about this Ezekiel, because it says something, but I'm trying to see how he worded it. Yeah, here it is, verse 19. Ezekiel 7:19 say, "They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed." See, that the gold is gonna be removed, man. It's gonna crash. It's gonna fail. They're not gonna be able to use the gold. They're not gonna be able to use the dollar or any kind of currency, because these people is gonna crash. Then that's what's gonna force them to try to put a yoke on the world, try to establish a new order. What the money people, economic forum. See, the people that's dealing with the money in all the world, or the economics. When you talking about economics, all you talking about is money. See, they dealing with the money, and you go to their website, it tell you that they the leaders of states, of countries, of businesses. These are the top leaders, the high ones. How Isaiah, I think 26 said, the high ones that's on high. They the ones setting up what they call it, a great reset. So they trying to reset the whole situation once it crashed. Just like when your computer crash or your phone crash or start messing up, you cut it off, you reset it. See, you either upgrade it or you reset the thing. This is what they trying to do. First it's gonna crash. So once it crashed, which they gonna try to make the thing crash, that's why they got what's the other thing? Something lending, it's a word for it. Where they push money into the system to devalue, to make the dollar crash, pretty much. They loaning money here, giving money there, printing money out of outrage. They done printed so much money, but they done outdid decades and decades and decades of printing money. In a couple years, they printed that much money. See, and so they was pushing this thing to crash. But we know this is of the Lord, but this is what's going on. Well, you know what time you living in. And this is the time that they finna bring the Karama, because gold is finna be thrown in the street. They already thrown in the streets in Zimbabwe. They throwing in the streets in Nigeria. They throwing in the streets in Venezuela. See, they throwing the money already being thrown in the street. So, but this is gonna be a great crashing. It ain't gonna be them little small crashing where the Venezuelans eating out the garbage can because they money don't fail. No, this is going across the globe. The money gonna fail. Bomb. At one time. Once you hit that dollar, once that dollar fail, it's going global because it's the global currency. Every country got to have a banking account because in America, maybe one or two, because they trying to make the most money from them trading with America and whoever else. So they use the dollar that got the most value to it. So everybody trading their goods with the dollar because they want the top value. See? And so this is how once that dollar crash, across the board, every country that got a currency is finna crash. And they gonna come with their corona, with their yoke that they gonna put on everybody. We got a master computer that we wanna hook everybody up to. You got to connect with us because you're not gonna be able to come in these stores or have a store and buy anything in our countries because they already done been establishing this stuff in the UN, see, and all these countries, it's been established where they planning on doing stuff. Great reset, see, and so this money is going to be thrown in the street and have no value. Let me finish the verse. It say, and their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, because this whole situation that's being established is being orchestrated by the Lord. The Lord is causing them to make the dollar crash, to make the system go into all chaos. See? It says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels. See, it's going to cause a great famine due to the money system crashing, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. See, people thinking they're going to get away. They don't know the Lord will put your behind in a trap, man. See, that way, let me go ahead and get that. And he told you in Timothy, man, straight up. See, you think it's a game. I got something for you. You wants to act like this money gonna save you, man. But guess what? Guess what? Look at verse 9. It says, but they that which will be rich, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. See, you just fell in a whole trap. Like somebody done put a hole in the ground and covered up the hole and put a sheet or some kind of disguise over the hole, and you just fell right into it. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. They done dug a hole, put some water in it with some piranhas, and covered the hole over, and you walking by, you don't even know you finna fall into it. It says, verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. See, they in love with this money. They got so much admiration and love and respect for this freaking money. It say, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. See, this is how these people finna get destroyed, and they don't even know it. They chasing money. I'm gonna get the bag. I want to get my bag on. If you ain't talking about money, dog, I don't care what you talking about. I don't care about no politics or religion or none of that. If you ain't talking about no money, man, care about no World War III and God and all this crap, man. What you talking about, man? You talking crazy. You ain't talking about no money, man. I'm trying to eat. My people's got to eat. All this ignorant mess will come out of their mouth. But see, them people with that mindset, he making that whole situation a trap. Oh, you want to ignore my instructions? Oh, we finna see. Let's go ahead and get it. Proverbs 1. He said, oh, they want to ignore my instructions, huh? And talk about some freaking money. Let's see what's going to happen to you when you talking about this money. And you think it's going to save you. Look at verse. Let me start at, hold on. Yeah, let me start at 24. It say, but I have called. See, he was calling. And you refuse. See, people try to talk to you about God, politics, religion, the money. See, the wars that's going on, they don't want to hear it. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have said at not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof, I also will laugh at your calamity. See, when that money fell, your eyes gonna be wide open then, bugged out. I will mock at your when your fear coming. See, when you starving, or you connected to this man's system, and you see you got this device in you, and it's starting to bleed. See, then you gonna understand that you done messed around and got yourself in a trap, and the people that was calling you, see, and you was refusing to listen to them, they were stretching out their hand, saying, "Hey, you man, hey." Everybody don't stretch out the hand, but the people that are stretching out the hand, saying, "Hey, man, is you paying attention to what's going on in the world with politics, religion, the money, and the wars, and the food? You paying attention to this stuff?" Then you refuse to listen to these people. He gonna laugh at your calamity, cause it's gonna be let's go ahead and get that. Let's get that. Well, that thing sounds so wonderful. Here it is. It says, and then also cause they're listening to their slave master, which is the devil, and Satan. Ecclesiastes 12:12, it says, set him not by thee. See, because they want to have Esau, the Edomites, under their bosom, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words. See, in the last, they gonna remember that these people were stretching out their hand. They was kept talking about the Quran, talking about the Sea Hill, talking about World War III. See, talking about the white man as the devil. See, they was talking about this stuff, and I was turning them and refusing to listen to they behind, calling them crazy, saying that they don't know what they're talking about. It says, and you at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. See, the words is gonna stab you, man. You gonna be stabbed in the heart, like what First Timothy say. They gonna be having all kind of sorrows. See, piercing themselves with all kind of sorrows, because they gonna remember his words, because he put the words in the prophet's mouth. See, they just not sitting up stretching out the hand talking about, hey man, look at what's going on in the world. See, the Lord put that stuff in their mouth and they bringing it out. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.